Hello, and welcome to the Amazon Gold Standard podcast presented by Breetly, a full service Amazon management and consulting agency. I'm Robert Pollock. I have Alex Hitchon here with me. We help sellers navigate Amazon's ecosystem and take them to the next level. We've managed over 50 million in ad spend and generated over $500 million in sales for our clients from our offices in Midtown Manhattan and down by the Jersey Shore. So today we'll be discussing Helium10's core tools. This will be an intro that will help new users get started. We have a special guest with us, Lem Turner here, who we met at the Prosper Show. Last time we met, Lem, you gave us some great tips on some of the more advanced features in Black Box. And we're excited to hear more. We definitely want to hear more and share these lessons with our audience.
Of course.
So Lem, really before we get into these Helium10 tips, if you don't mind, if you can tell us a little about yourself, your background, where you came from, and how basically you got to where you are now.
Yeah, for sure. First off, thanks for having me on the podcast. Really appreciate the opportunity to be on here and talk about Helium10 and show you guys more about some of the core tools we have to offer. My name is Lem Turner. I'm a brand evangelist here at Helium10, which just essentially means I help train people and teach people how to use the software. I've been at Helium10 for just a little under a year now. But before being at Helium10, I was on my own just as a freelancer and consultant for brands and agencies, helping them out with PPC, listing optimization, things of that nature. And then as far as my own personal experience, I've been selling on Amazon since early 2019, doing a blend of retail arbitrage, private label, wholesale. Essentially, any way you can make money on Amazon, I've tried it. And this originated of just being a broke college student and then actually turning into a passion of mine, and which led me to Helium10 right now. And, I'm just enjoying life and where I'm at right now.
That's a good story.
Mm-hmm.
I only just started in this podcast game, and you've been doing this for some time now. You're on YouTube. Where did you start on YouTube? Or
So we have a couple series on Helium10 via YouTube and podcast, either working through the Series Sellers podcast with Helium10, doing a couple stints there, and then doing we have a news show on Helium10 that we put on YouTube called The Weekly Buzz, where every week we talk about the latest happenings in e-commerce and Amazon. And then right now we just came out with my own series on YouTube called the Learning from L's with Lem series. And that's just learning, us talking about common missteps and mistakes that beginner and intermediate sellers make and ways that they can learn from that by taking real life stories and then putting them in a story context type of way. We only have one episode so far, but so far we're slated for a couple more episodes to be popping up. So be on the lookout for that.
is it only you on there, or are there other people, other ambassadors?
Just me on the Learning from L's with Lem. The Weekly Buzz, that's rotated between the brand evangelism team. So it's me and then I think four other people.
It's a really good name.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, I can't take credit for thinking of that name. That was our marketing team.
Nice. So without further ado, Lem, why don't you take away, show us some of the tools, any of the use cases, any types of questions we will have, any experiences we've had. We'll chime in, jump in, ask the questions. You have the ability to share your screen, right?
I hope so. Yes.
Okay, good.
Let me go ahead and I have a 2-monitor situation, so I got to move screens around and stuff, but let me go ahead. So can you see my screen?
I can.
Okay. So right now I'm in the Helium10 account, and by all means, feel free to interject or interrupt if you have any questions or commentary. By all means, feel free to go ahead and do that. But here we are in the Helium10 dashboard. We're in the Project X account, which is an actual Amazon seller account where we show you all the behind the scenes of how to sell and launch on Amazon. And we're just going to go right off and get started with Magnet, which is one of our keyword research tools. And this is Magnet and Cerebro are probably our top 2 tools, with Magnet being more so about keyword research and using a keyword to start that process versus Cerebro is the same thing of keyword research, but it uses an ASIN to start that process. And we'll go through both of them throughout this podcast. But right now, we're going to get started with Magnet. So feel free to kind of shoot me a keyword, because right now I want to run you through the process of how do I find opportunity, right? That's kind of the scope I want to run you guys through. So give me a random keyword, Robert or Alex. Give me a random keyword that I can type in here.
Backpacks.
Backpacks. All right,
Yeah.
backpacks.
Do you want to be more specific, like kids' backpacks?
We can get more specific based off what the data says, but right now it's good to start general and then start to see where you can kind of narrow down your search. So right now we're starting off with backpacks. We're going to see that search volume has around 7,000. So maybe if I did backpacks without a space, it might have been higher. But first off, what I like to see is frequency. I like to look at the word frequency right here in order to get an idea of, okay, what are the most common keywords that are popping up here? So I see, of course, it's like different variations of backpack, how people are typing up backpack. But now we're going to also look at, all right, now that we have all this data here, it can be a little overwhelming for sure of looking at all these key points. But all we're trying to see here is get an idea of keyword sales, search volume, and get an idea of if the search volume trend is positive, and then if it's positive, looking at how consistently positive it is, right? So I assume right now we want to, or sorry, go ahead.
Sales.
The sales, what about it?
What is that column? The keyword sales?
So that's pretty new, actually. The keyword sales, it's the estimated number of monthly sales per keyword. So you know how, or we can show this later too. But in Black Box, when you're looking at the niche tab, or I'm sorry, the keywords tab, and you can see sales by keyword. Right now, we've taken that data and we've inputted it into Magnet, and this is just based off the number of monthly sales attributed to each keyword on the first page of Amazon, essentially.
In units or dollars?
Units.
Okay, so it's saying on the first page, sling bag for women, there's 3,000 sales
Yes.
every month
Yes.
or every 30 days.
Yes,
Okay.
roughly. So that's what's
Now,
cool.
I got to jump in here. I'm sorry, man.
Oh, go ahead.
But I got a major question that I'm
Okay.
sure I hope everybody's thinking, but maybe
Uh-huh.
they're just not asking. And that is, everybody who uses Helium is seeing
Mm-hmm.
the same data.
It's the what?
Everyone is like, if they're searching backpacks,
Yeah.
anyone who sells backpack, everyone and their mother
Yeah.
is putting these same words into PPC and in their organic and the search terms and the titles, bullets everywhere.
Yeah.
What are the words that people aren't like? Where can I go as a seller to
Uh-huh.
say, okay, everyone is using these? Where's the secret words? Where are the words that many people are not focusing on?
Mm-hmm.
But I guess, I mean, I don't know if I'm going to answer the question myself. Does that mean that those words are just not being searched? And are there any places to find other words that are strong that are not on this list? I mean, are you keeping all those good words for yourself in your own seller account?
No, no. You propose a really great question, and that's a common question, right? Of like, if I'm looking at the same stuff everybody else is looking at, how is it that that's opportunity for me to capitalize on that keyword, right? Because everyone else is seeing that same stuff. And I think what we have to remember is just because everybody sees it doesn't mean everybody can do it, can implement it, right? Anybody can go on YouTube and search how to optimize their campaigns, right? And find different stuff like there. But that's why agencies like yourself exist, because you're the only ones that are actually implementing it and have the experience of doing that kind of stuff. So it's the same thing with keyword research of maybe we see here, we see sling bag for women. You might think, okay, that seems like something that it's too competitive. I see keyword sales around 3,000, search volume around 55. The competing products, there's over 10,000 competing products. Why am I going to try to look at that keyword, right? That doesn't make sense. But there's other opportunities that we might not be thinking about, like title density. even though there's over 10,000 competing products, title density, which is just referring to the number of products on page one that have that specific keyword in their title, which we know and have proven does help increase your organic rank, especially in the honeymoon phase when you launch a product.
Right.
Only 2 products on the first page of Amazon, if I were to search this on Amazon, only 2 products have this actually within their title when I'm searching it. I see sling backpack, I see sling chest crossbody, sling bag / crossbody, but only two products on the first page have sling bag for women on their title, which shows me that, hey, they understand that this is a keyword that drives their sales, but are they maximizing the possibility of increasing their organic rank for this keyword? No, they're not. Or the majority of products on the page one are not doing that. And that's kind of the idea here is everyone sees the research, everyone sees the same stuff, but it's about how are you going to implement it better than other people using the same data points.
I see here down there under college, there's 35 listings, I guess, on page one that has that title density.
Yeah. So like
Now,
you typically see higher title density with more broad keywords.
right. Keyword stuffing. That's basically that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's where that's where you want to get to a good blend of course we see like 10,000 competing products, but there are certainly opportunities that where there's good search volume, low number of competing products, and little to no title density, which is just going to amplify your impact to be able to get to page one faster and quicker through organic efforts. And then, of course, if you align that effort with PPC, as you know, that's going to only going to drive that success much further. And that's what I
I
like
love
about
that.
Magnet.
Yeah.
That's what I love about Magnet is that, and this is with all our tools, is that you're able to filter down, right? I don't have to like look at all these pages of data and go parse through 403 pages of data to find what I'm looking for, right? I can immediately see, all right, I want something that has to do with backpack. Let's say I just want backpack in the keyword, right? So I'm gonna put any variation of backpack that I see based off the word frequency here, I'm gonna put into here. So I'm gonna put backpack, backpack, backpack with no space, bag. Let's do packs, and let's leave it at that. We'll do any means that you're gonna trigger any keywords that have any one of those phrases in there. But of
Let
course,
me
I want to.
question. Does that
Oops.
include plurals? So if you put backpack, will it include backpacks?
No, it's like an exact. So you have to be very specific of
Okay,
how you do
so
it.
you'd
So
have
that's
to
why,
add in the plurals also.
yeah. So that's why I put pack and packs because you can see in the word frequency it differentiates that between pack and packs. So that's the reason why it's more better to be specific. But of course, I want to look at keywords that have decent search volume. So let's look at 3,000 search volume minimum, meaning that they're searched 3,000 times a month, which is just the search volume there. But I want to see word count. Like you said, I want to see the the longer tail keywords because the longer the keyword is in terms of like word count, the less likely that there's higher title density. Like we saw sling bag for women, that's 4 words, had 2 title density, had 2 products on page one that had title density. College, that's 1 word. Pretty much all the products on page one have that wording in there. So we're gonna try to see word count of 3 minimum. Let's see if we want to see any other ones. Oh, title density. Let's do a max of 10, meaning that only 1/3, roughly around 1/3 of products actually have it on page one in their products. And let's see, we're getting pretty granular here, but let's see a minimum of 300 sales for that keyword for products on page one. Let's apply this filter and see if we come back with anything. Ooh, 53.
Before you get into these results, um, when it comes down to these filters,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people might be overwhelmed, might
Yeah.
be not know how to filters. What am I? I don't know how to use this. This is the intro. This is the
Yeah.
intro podcast.
Oh, Len, sorry to interject, but I just saw you put all there. I think it's any, right?
Oh, you're right.
So that
So
should get us some more keywords.
interesting.
Any Oh yeah, it goes back. I think I just clicked it after the fact.
Oh, okay. So you did have any. It was just
Yeah,
So I was thinking maybe to help the users, maybe intro new people, newbies, maybe it's an upsell that Helium 10 can do. But
for sure.
why not do some type of pre-packaged filters that can be selected that you already include that you can just automatically search through those pre-filtered settings that users can specify. Okay, let's do
Mm.
this. So I don't know. Maybe that's an idea to help you.
Yeah, for sure. I think with that, people, that's where you do then get stuck of like, if you're like then placing those filters, it's depending on the season and depending on the current trends of the market. Sometimes you're going to come back with no keywords based on the filters, and especially based on how granular you're going. Or other times you're going to come back with only like 10 or 20 or whatever it is, to like a low number of everybody. When they search backpacks, they're going to see 20,000 different keywords. If I think the idea is if we were to give them like a preset filter pack, a lot of people would only use that and use that as a crutch, and then
Yeah,
only see 53 keywords here and be like, boom, there's my opportunity, but everybody's looking at this. So that's kind of the idea of you're going
gotcha.
to make the most of where you're at. And I think with these, of course, we don't just like throw the tool at you and say, all right, there you go, good luck, best of luck using it. We have our learn button right here in the top right, where we get into a ton of different features here. If I click on that, you're going to see where did the keywords come from, how to export results, how to make the best use. Have our FAQs here that kind of talk about different features of it. But in terms of any idea of like preset filters, we do roughly give a rough like preset of filters you should use when looking, or I'm sorry, when using black box, when you're using that to find product opportunity, which we can get into. And that's, I think, the most substantial of all of our product research tools. Black box is definitely, in my opinion, number one when it comes to finding opportunities to sell stuff on Amazon. But this is right here. We're just looking at keywords, but you can see based off of this, of the filters I put on here, these are definitely areas that warrant more investigation. Maybe it's not necessarily immediate success right off the bat, but at least warrants investigation because it shows that there's good keyword sales, there's good search volume, title density is pretty low, meaning that the competition is not aware that this is one of the main keywords driving their sales, or they don't care about these keywords, meaning that I'm able to carve out a little bit more market share for these specific keywords. And then I have a good variety here, so I can kind of see which ones kind of bunch together, so I can maximize my SEO strength when it comes to my listing.
Nice. So
Yeah.
is this is that the end of what you're going to be looking for from this tool, or are we getting? Is there more that you're able to show us here in this
Mhm.
intro for Magnet?
So with Magnet, this was like this specific example I was showing was purely just to find a product opportunities, right? But uh, an equally as common use case for Magnet is just purely to see what are other keywords that are related to a main keyword that I know makes sense for my product. I want to see what else is related to that keyword, and that's where we would probably get into like a long tail, a long tail
Aha.
keyword. So if I go ahead and refresh Magnet, let's say try to think
like
of a long tail keyword that's like
like
three
this.
three words or more.
Um, how about Minecraft backpacks
For kids,
for kids?
for boys.
Yeah, let's do that.
I know Minecraft backpacks have a lot of search volume. I don't know about for kids though.
So like let's say that's something that we're putting into our list. We know that like this is a big keyword. We want to just try to get ideas for what are other keywords that make sense, right? I immediately see word frequency. I see Minecraft, boys, kids, school. All right. So I'm probably just going to want to look at Minecraft since this is mostly aligned. I'm going to apply that filter. And now I'm trying to get an idea of, all right, what are some other relevant keywords that make sense for Minecraft that are relevant here? We can see that We have Minecraft toys, Minecraft Lego sets. Now, of course, this is for backpacks, so it's not always going to be. But we only filtered for Minecraft, not backpacks. So we're going to see everything that has to do with Minecraft. But
I mean, if
it could
anyone
be,
likes Minecraft, they
yeah,
want the backpack, they want the sheet set for their
yeah.
bed, they want the watch. Yeah.
Or
And
the
so I think
Minecraft lunchbox. That's a great keyword.
So I think that's where like what I like to see is when I'm optimizing a listing or looking at it, I like to see what are other indirect keywords that I could integrate into my listing that's going to be relevant still for that same target market. Like let's say you had a backpack, you said use that side of your backpack as a cup holder or even as to hold your Minecraft sword, like something like that, putting that into your keyword. Hold Make sure you can have space for your Minecraft lunchbox in the front pouch of your backpack, something like that in your space. Like match
Ah,
match or dress up your son with the Minecraft backpack and your Minecraft shoes and be good to go for the day. Like, thinking of ways to integrate keywords but not have it sound like keyword stuffing. Like you want to sound human when you're writing your listing. That's where I like to use Magnet from a broad perspective of this is relevant. This is the same target market. Somebody who's going to buy Minecraft backpack is also going to buy Minecraft toys and a Minecraft lunchbox, right? But that's not necessarily the niche within backpacks, but it still makes sense, in my opinion, to put it into the listing. And so that way you get indexed for it, and that way you have more broader reach when it comes to being discoverability and being found within your search results.
that's organic, and then even
Hmm.
I would want to put all these other terms in my title or bullets or description, and not just rely on these other types of products for
Hmm.
advertising. I don't want to just use it for advertising. A lot of people, oh, it's not descriptive of my product, I'm not going to put it in my listing, in my
Yeah.
title to descriptions. Now, this was a question that came up a little bit ago. Would you be using, or have you seen people use this tool before they even have a product that they manufactured or bought
Yeah.
somewhere? They use this tool to come up with ideas of products to manufacture. You don't even have the goods yet.
Hmm. That's a good question. I think, well, because Magnet, you have to start with a keyword, so you kind of have to know what direction you're
You want
selling
to go?
in.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like at the very least, you do need to have that bare minimum. So like if I knew I wanted to do something Minecraft related, this would be great because then it's showing me immediately what's the highest search volume with Minecraft, which of course we see here it's Minecraft toys, Minecraft Lego sets, and then we see just Easter was recently, we see the seasonality of Minecraft Easter
Got
basket, right? Like, and what I like about this is that this kind of helps you also get an idea of seasonality because if I click on this little graph here, I can see the search volume history of a year for Minecraft Easter Basket, and you can see it's like 92, 70 leading up to Easter, and then it spikes all the way to
Wow.
13,000. I can look back as all time, which I think goes back to 2018 or 2019.
Every year.
I can see
Wow.
consistently it spikes around this time. And so then let's say I'm looking to launch a seasonal product. I know that by minimum at least by February, I gotta get it in because then I have time to increase my organic rank, build my listing history. So that way by early March, that's when the trend starts spiking. And you can see year over year, it's increased a ton. So
Not this year.
the data is still there. But that's where it at least gives you an idea of, all right, this is a keyword that at least for the past 4 years or so, it has performed pretty well during this time around Easter. So maybe that seems like an opportunity for me to capitalize and literally create a Minecraft Easter basket that is using that type of product. But you could also do the same thing for a more consistent keyword like Minecraft toys. We can
I
see
wonder
get an
what
idea.
Minecraft. I wonder what those Minecraft Easter baskets look like.
Yeah, I'd be curious too.
Yeah.
And we can kind of get it. We can see a more like consistent trend around like not so seasonal products. But of course, this is a toy, so you're going to see a spike
Right.
around holidays. And
Everything's a spike around holiday, man.
yeah, which makes sense. But it's all about context, right? Of like how much does it spike? Definitely in 2020, it was a huge spike compared to what it's normally at, around 125 to 500,000. So if anything, it helps you validate just how much you should take the holidays seriously. And especially if you're
Right.
new to Amazon, like total beginner, you don't know that the holidays are like, I mean, everyone knows that holidays there's increased shopping, but you don't know just by how much, right? Sometimes it's 3x, 5x, 10x even around the holidays. So that just helps you, gives you context to prepare your inventory accordingly.
Yeah, Amazon's so difficult. I mean, when it comes down to it, people really don't know. I mean, Amazon's changing on a daily basis. And that's why
Hmm.
people come to us to help them with their Amazon accounts. That's why they come to you to help them basically with their Amazon accounts. And
Yeah.
Amazon alone is such a complex ecosystem to maneuver. If they can't get Amazon, it might be hard to get Helium, and that's why they come to agencies to help them.
Yeah,
Very
exactly.
important.
And I
Exactly.
think because like you said, Amazon's a changing ecosystem that even if somebody knew their game about Amazon in 2019, it's different compared to now. They only know half of it compared to now. Um, but I want to show you a feature that I knew blew Alex's socks off when I showed it to
Yeah.
him. So we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna search this product or search this keyword Minecraft toys. If I just click on this, it'll search it within Amazon for me. So we're just gonna try to find one that looks interesting. Oh, we see a bestseller Minecraft sword costume accessory. Okay, cool. We'll click on that. And right now, what I'm trying to do is I just want to see what else is bought with this product, right? I see if somebody's selling this, I see that they're also buying a pickaxe, and it seems that they're buying another Minecraft stuff, right? And this is stuff that Amazon creates. You can't, as you know, you can't use sponsored placement to get this positioning. You can't like hack your way into this. This is purely based off sales that Amazon recognizes that when somebody buys this product. Sorry, I have so many extensions that it just fills up my whole page with here. Um, but when Amazon knows that whenever somebody buys this sword, they always often have this in their cart or that in their cart as well. So what we're going to do is, but since that list changes all the time, nobody has the time to look at that every hour to see if it's changed and then to track those ASINs, right? So we're just going to go ahead and copy this ASIN for this product. And we're going to go to Black Box. This is right here within our product research tools. And we're going to click on product targeting. And the reason why we call this product targeting is because we do recommend that, hey, even though these aren't your direct competitors, um, or that they may not always be your direct competitors in terms of ranking for the exact same keywords you're ranking for, they are relevant for product targeting because it's clear that when somebody buys this product, they also buy that product. So you want to kind of reverse engineer that of if they're buying the pickaxe first, you want them to see the sword because that's likely they're going to buy the sword. So we're going to go ahead and plug that ASIN in. We're going to click on search. And we're going to be able to see all the products that that show up right here for this sword. So we're going to see probably going to see this pickaxe and the squish me. We're going to see it in this list right here. So we can see all the different products that people buy with this product. And this can definitely be either for product targeting for PPC campaigns, or even to give you an idea of how do I expand my variation or expand my listing into different variations of other products that I could possibly launch. So that way, instead of them having to go to a different listing to buy this product, they can just do it all within this one listing. And it's proven already because Amazon has shown you that people typically buy this product. So we got the Diamond Axe, we got the Gold Minecraft Sword. We see a lot of Steve heads. So of course, this is like meant to be an accessory for a costume. So that makes sense that people are buying these, costumes alongside with it. We see other pickaxe. We see the pickaxe that we saw within the listing there. So it's really helpful to be able to get an idea of what are some of the products that make sense. And then what I like about this is that I can sort it by monthly revenue. So I can just click on this and do high to low and kind of get an idea of all the stuff that is typically bought with this stuff. What is one of the more common things? We see we have Uno, which is kind of random, but we have the Minecraft watch. We have other games, but maybe if I wanted to do crossbow, I know this is Nerf, so they kind of have that name brand recognition. But if I wanted to do a crossbow along with this sword, that might be something to consider of, hey, can we do a crossbow to attach with it? Because clearly we know that it does around 131,000 a month in sales, and roughly 6,000 units in sales. So that's where I like Black Box, is that it gives you a ton of ideas of how you can expand, how you can have ideas, or let's say you like that product, but you're like, I want to differentiate and I want to do something different. You can kind of just use it as inspiration of how do I make it bigger and better.
Yeah, people ask us, our clients ask us all the time, you have the tools, you know what you're doing. Why don't you let me know what product categories to go into, new
Mm-hmm.
business development, new product expansion? So, I mean, yeah, people are always looking for that. And that's one of the things that we do and provide as a service to, obviously, when it comes to Minecraft and licenses, not
Yeah.
everyone has a license to manufacture.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so I love this tool. Alex, you use this all the time?
Yeah, but we also use it for PPC. I remember
Mm-hmm.
last time we talked, Lem, I never really thought of using it to find new products, but I guess that's
Yeah.
another great use case there. Somebody could just put that ASIN into this tool and then see what else people are buying and know where
Yeah.
else maybe expand their line in areas that are still related. So it's
Yeah. And I mean, it makes sense too of like
powerful.
to use it for a uh, PPC campaign first, and then see when I do have my product targeting campaigns, which ASINs are performing the best, which ones have the best click through rate or have the best conversion. And then using that to kind of validate your thoughts of, all right, since the pickaxe seems to be converting the best when I target the sword on their listing, I should consider that as part of my listing. So you're kind of doing further validation even with the PPC. So that's where you can go one step further. But now going back to, so that's product targeting for Black Box. But you said companies are always asking me, like, where do I find new opportunities? How do I kind of expand into certain categories, right? So that's where I said Black Box is really awesome for product research, and where we give our rough estimate of like a filter is in Black Box. Here you can kind of get into specific categories. So if you knew you wanted to get into a specific category, you can. At the moment, we only have it at like the first node of categories, like the main one. In the future, we are looking into getting into subcategories, which will be a lot better in getting an idea of niches and things of that
How
nature.
many subcategories? Off the top of your head, that Amazon has? Like 40,000 subcategories?
Oh, I don't know. It's something ridiculous. It's
It's got
unfathomable
to
of
be a
how
lot.
many subcategories they have, and they're constantly updating them too. But
I mean,
let's
each
say like
category like
let's say you have like a
26.
client that's like doing really well in toys and games, but they're looking for the next opportunity, right? Typically, we will do a minimum of monthly revenue around 10,000. That way, you're at least doing six figures a year in terms of revenue. Price point, we typically recommend. Now, these are recommendations. They're arbitrary, but they're just recommendations, and people can go outside them anytime they want. But we recommend usually between 20, or I'm sorry, $15 to $40, just because then your cost of goods will usually be around 20 to 30% of that. So you don't want to be doing $100 price and then have a really high cost of goods when you're manufacturing the product. Then we're going to look in review count. And right now we're just trying to get an idea of something that's new, right? Meaning that the average reviews on that first page is not 5,000, meaning that the listings have been there for quite some time and they've already established themselves. We're looking for something that's pretty new. So we're only going to let's do 500 for now, and then we can filter down. And then if we wanted to go one step further, we can do reviews that are a review rating that's 4.0 or lower, meaning that people are relatively satisfied, but there could be improvements. And maybe we can make those improvements by analyzing the reviews, looking deeper into that, and then going further and seeing when we are manufacturing our process, taking those comments into mind. So we'll see if this is too much of a filter. I haven't done this. I'm going off the cuff in this podcast. So we'll see if this goes deeper into it. So we'll go ahead and we're going to do a max variation count of 1, because sometimes you don't want to see listings that have 20 different variations, and that's why they have like a bunch of reviews. You just want to see those that are just being successful based on that one product. So we're going to go ahead and search and see if anything pops up.
Cross your fingers.
Oh man, the suspense is building.
Now, when this search goes on, I mean, what is it doing?
So it's just applying all these filters within like our massive database of products. We have over 1 billion products in our database of looking at it. Okay, so I see it loaded. We have over 200 products. When it says 200 plus products, it means that's just a way for us to know that I did not filter it down enough. Like I need to filter it more. So we're gonna go ahead and try to do more of a filter. Let's do 25,000. See if that filters it down more. And that's what I love about
Wow.
61.
Oh, that was quick. Okay.
So that's what I love about this is that you can kind of like do trial and error, but in a really quick way. So let's sort by monthly sales. Oh, there we go. Okay, that makes sense. Easter, I'm seeing some seasonality there. So I'm going to exclude title keywords that anything that says Easter because I don't want to see the Easter stuff. I don't want to see seasonal stuff. So I'm going to click
Well, the results are
search.
still there, and that's why it comes back quick because all the results were already pulled 40.
So I see the number one thing is a Disney Encanto figurine set. I see it's relatively new, only been up on the listing or only been on Amazon for 2 months right here. So we don't even have historical sales we can look at. Um, we can see that's being sold FBA. Only has one image. So immediately you know that's not an optimized listing. It only has one image. But let's see what they're doing in sales. It's pretty good, I would say, around 6,000 in sales. But I see that this is something that people are doing retail arbitrage for. You see 107 sellers there. So clearly that's not just one seller on that listing. So now
Did
let's
you
try.
see this movie, Encanto? Did you watch it?
No, I know everybody is like, all the kids are raving about it. I have not watched it.
My kids love it. I'm about to. We don't talk about Bruno. No, no.
So we're gonna put a max number of sellers so that way we don't see the products that people are trying to like flip online and stuff like that. So we'll just put a max of 4. See if that filters it down. All right, cool. Filtered it down to 32 products. We see a 30 pack butter slime kit. Okay, it's like a stress relief toy. We see like cards, pool games, the swims through. And this is good for just giving us like kind of an idea of what are some of the toys that are trending really well. And then if you do have a license or have the ability to be able to apply a license towards a certain type of toy, this is where that process can be really helpful of, hey, we see that this dancing toy that responds to noise is really helpful and kids love it. Like right now it's just a dancing cactus, but maybe if you were to make a dancing Minecraft Steve, right, that like responds to stuff, maybe that might be helpful. That might be something that's really cool. We have
Jeez.
an infrared RC snake toy. Maybe there's like a animal in some sort of toy or TV show or cartoon that you can apply that license to and create, and that might do pretty well. So that's
Love
where
this.
you're gonna have to. It does require a little bit of creativity, right? Everybody's looking at this stuff. Everybody sees this stuff, but it's all about how are you going to apply this knowledge of seeing, hey, these are products that are doing pretty well within this niche. How can I apply my license to it and create a product that, with the power of the recognition of the license and knowing that this type of product does really well, how can I blend those two together to drive sales and really, kick butt in this niche? So that's kind of the idea with black box, and that's why I think that black box is really really crucial when it comes to product research. But it's all about how are you going to apply that knowledge and your sort of know-how with that creativity.
That's great. This is all because of you. You gave them these recommendations to build all these tools out, right?
No, this is not all because of me. I wish I was that smart, but at least, at the very least, I do know how to use it. And over time, when we do see things that like what's really helpful about me being an Amazon seller myself is that I'm in these tools day in and day out, actually using it for my business. So I know that being able to boil down into subcategories would be incredibly useful, right? I know that being able to get an idea of the monthly sales, but also getting an idea of seeing the price trend over the past 90 days and sales trend over the past 90 days is really helpful to see. So it's kind of getting an idea of all those little things that how yeah, these tools are good, but how can we make it great? Is what one of the biggest reasons why I really, really do enjoy my job at Helium 10 is because I get to have that insight and provide that feedback to see in real time them make improvements to these tools.
Yeah, and you guys take recommendations. You guys have
Of
like a
course.
little suggestion box that people post into.
Yeah, you can do that anytime within this chat button right here in the corner. If you click on
Uh-huh.
this, you can go ahead and provide any of your feedback. Like, let's say you're like, oh, like, I wish we could see subcategories in black box. You provide that comment. It doesn't go to customer service. It will go directly to the product manager of black box, who like helps ideate on the tool, helps put features with the tool. It goes directly to their inbox within Slack, and they'll be able to get that feedback. And when enough people provide the same amount of feedback for a certain tool, that's usually helps us prioritize which are one of the main features we want to put into Helium 10 and improve. So that's the quickest way to provide feedback and recommendations.
How many users are there for Helium 10 right now?
We just passed recently over 2 million users for Helium 10.
Beauty. And
So
Helium 10, I don't know if you said it earlier. How long has Helium 10 been around?
I think since 2015 or 2016. I know that we had a podcast even before Helium 10, uh, the AMPM, I think it was AMPM podcast or a Series Sellers podcast. But our founders, Manny and Guy, they would just talk about how do we like get to page one on Amazon? How do we, drive reviews? And of course, the game on Amazon was way different in 2014. So there are a lot more strategies that you can kind of get away with around that time. So they created a podcast from it. And then at one point they're like, why don't we just like create a tool that can do the things that we want them to do, but in a more concise manner? And so that's where Helium 10 came about. And one of our first tools were Cerebro and Magnet.
I know that we're up at 42 minutes right now.
Mm-hmm.
I got no problem going hours with you. But are we done with the black box? I know we're done with the magnet. Are we going
Mm-hmm.
into another tool? Are we going to save it for the next podcast? Or
We
what would you say?
we can go into Cerebro if you want. I can do a quick overview of that, and
Yeah,
then
let's do that.
we can feel good about ending it there. I think that would be a good way to end the podcast. So
Sounds good.
Cerebro, what I like about it is, so we use this Minecraft sword, right, to kind of get an idea of what are some other products that we can expand, right? But let's say I am the one selling this Minecraft sword, and I want to know, how do I better optimize my listing? First off, I think we would all agree here that this listing is not optimized, right? The bullet points are not expansive at all. The title could definitely use some work. The product photography is pretty decent. It's not too bad. But like you said, I think little boys are the ones buying this product. So maybe seeing a little girl in the product photography isn't the most ideal for your target market, right? So in terms of where do we get started? How do I maximize the listing optimization strength of this listing? That's where I like to use Cerebro, because it's going to do a reverse ASIN search, meaning that it's going to find all the keywords that your product is indexed for, that your product has an Amazon is recommended for, or that your product is showing up in sponsored ads for. So we're going to click on Get Keywords for this specific listing. Going to fetch that data for us. And it's probably going to give us thousands of keywords, right? Okay, so we have 10,000 keywords here. So where do we go from here? Now, what I'm trying to figure out in this case is, what are my top 20 to 25 keywords for this listing that I should kind of revolve my content on my listing around, and probably target in PPC, because I know that any keywords that show up here are going to be organically there, because that's showing me that those are keywords that I convert for organically. So if I were to drive PPC spend behind that, it's safe to assume that you're going to increase your sales through that, since you already have a good organic presence for those keywords. So we're going to go ahead and look at keywords that are only organic. Like, we're not going to look at sponsored. It doesn't look like they even have sponsored keywords, which means that shows that they're not advertising. But we're going to click on organic, and we're going to do organic rank. I want to see keywords that I'm showing up on pages 1 through 60, or I'm sorry, not pages 1 through 60, positions 1 through 60, which is going to be pages 1 and 2, because there's generally around 30 positions on each page. I'll apply that filter. We go from 10,000 keywords down to 3,600 keywords. All right, that shows me I need to filter it down a little bit more. I'm going 30, and then I want to do search volume of at least 500 a month. Apply that filter, see if I get down any more. I have 184 keywords. All right, not a problem, but I want to see more specific keywords here. So maybe I want to see those that have keyword sales of at least 100, because it shows that these keywords are driving some pretty good sales. I'm going to apply these filters. Okay, we're making some progress here. I'm down to 68 keywords. So maybe I want to see those that have a title density, because I'm going to be optimizing my listing around this. I want to see those that aren't doing too good in title density. So maybe I'm doing a max of 15, because it shows me that there's opportunity for me to kind of get my positioning page 1 if I do put this into my listing, and specifically into my title. Apply that. Oh, 61. All right, let's be a little bit more specific with title density. Let's do 10 and see where we go from there. 61, 59. All right, 5. We're gonna bring out the big bucks here. 57. All right, and this is the cool part about it, is that every time I see that it's not getting between that, at least below 25, it's allowing me to filter it down even more. So now I have it on page 1. I want to see it in the top, relatively the top half of page 1. So I'm going to put 20. All right, we're at 36. Keyword sales 150. All right, we got to 18 keywords here. And based on our constant filtering, these are for sure the top keywords for this listing that are driving sales. And we see the title density isn't really high for these keywords. So these are keywords: Minecraft toys for boys ages 5 to 7. That's a super long tail keyword, right? But it has almost 3,200 searches a month, meaning that literally 3,200 times a month people are searching for this keyword, which is a pretty crazy long tail keyword to have. We see that the title density is 0. Nobody has in their keyword. So let's say you wanted to integrate it into your listing. That's definitely an opportunity to automatically, you would extremely likely show up on page 1 pretty quickly for a product. If you had Minecraft toys for boys ages 5 to 7 in your title or in your listing, and you drove PPC behind it, you're going to match that buyer search intent in the listing optimization of, or even putting that as a graphic in your product photography. Like if we had it, Minecraft toys for boys ages 5 to 7, we had it in this product, we had the graphic like right here or something like that, and we drove a bunch of PPC behind it, somebody's going to see that product, look at the images, and see it says Minecraft toys for boys ages 5 to 7, and understand that, hey, this is exactly what I'm looking for. This matches my literal search on Amazon of what I was looking for. So it's all about understanding the buyer and getting their search intent in place. But you can see here, there's a whole bunch of keywords that we can integrate into our listing. And that's where, even though some of these are pretty random, like Minecraft plushies, that doesn't have much to do with Minecraft swords. But like we said earlier, we can use that to kind of indirectly integrate into our listing, because we do know that organically this sword converts really well for this keyword, since it shows up on the organic rank 11 for Minecraft
So,
plushie.
so on that, so let's go back to Minecraft backpack. So now, if you see here this long tail of Minecraft toys for boys and girls age 5 through 7,
Mm-hmm.
now you can't really put that in your title.
No.
You certainly you can put it as graphic
Mm-hmm.
words on an image. You might be able to put it in the search terms in the back end, that specific, those terms.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Also, going on the point that you said, like the backpack, great for carrying all your Minecraft toys.
Yeah.
You might be able to do that, but in more specifics into the for boys age 5 through 7, how would you be able to sort of best utilize that type of term that doesn't really fit your product in your listing?
Yeah,
Because
and
since
when
you can't put it in your titles,
mhm.
if you can speak to that a bit more.
I think that's where I would put it, and I would put it in my bullet points. If I'm selling and because we're looking at the sword right here, I would put it in my bullet points, but probably in the product description, or my A plus. As we know, A plus still does index for keywords. If you do it in the alt text, I would put it in there as well. That way, you don't necessarily alienate um, anybody that's outside of those ages, because of course they can purchase that product. But it's such a valuable long tail keyword that you can see a whole bunch of people are searching for. But I would argue that the CPC for Minecraft toys for boys ages 5 to 7 is significantly lower than Minecraft Sword. I would probably assume that the bids for that are a lot lower for that. And so it's all about, how does that work with PPC? How is the likelihood I can increase my organic rank for it? Is if it's in my listing in one way or another where it gets indexed, that's going to help increase my organic rank, because then Amazon's algorithm is going to understand that, hey, this is in your listing. I see that you're relevant for this. You're getting sales from PPC. You're getting sales from organic, because clearly right now we're looking at only keywords that we get organic sales for. So Amazon is already putting us at positioning 4 here, meaning that we're at the top of page 1. If I go ahead and search this, we'll probably see the Minecraft sword. We're page 2, we're position 2 right there. So we see it's already there. But if we want to cement and like solidify our standing there, because maybe from 3 months from now we won't be at the top of page 1. So that's the idea, is how do I kind of maintain my success for these keywords, is by using this kind of research process to find those keywords, to optimize your listing around, and then using creative measures to be able to integrate more random or specific longer tail keywords into that listing.
It's great tools, man. Thank God for Helium 10. No
Yeah.
joke. Thank you, founders. All right. Any other secrets you got for us on this tool,
Um,
or is that?
no, all our secrets for this tool right now, but I know we got plenty lined up, but I'm sure we'll have another podcast episode to talk about some of the other advanced strategies for Helium 10 and go from there.
Yeah, I mean, this was just an intro, but I even felt like I learned a lot today.
Yeah.
Probably could have done like
Yeah,
a whole hour on a single tool.
Yeah, he's in this tool every day, all day, in all these tools in Helium 10. Question for you, as like a little sneak peek. Would you say that, or, I mean, we would love to have you on again.
Of course.
It's like asking you out on a date. Would you like to go out again?
Yeah, of course, of course. I have a blast just helping people go through a tool and like talk about, and especially seeing unique use cases like licenses and apparel and stuff like that. I think that's not a common use case that I've been proposed with of using it. So it's almost like a challenge of like, how can I make Helium 10 useful for these people in that specific setting? And I always like a challenge.
Challenges are good. Now, would you say that are there even more deep dives that could be done here? In each tool where you can get into a lot more detail, or is this like the extent of it?
Oh no, this is just brushing the surface.
Oh, wow.
We can get deep, like conspiracy deep, like with our Helium 10 tools. We didn't even get in some of my other favorite tools too, which are Market Tracker or the Listing Builder, or even Follow Up or Portals. Like there's a whole ton we can get into.
All right, I do want to get into those on the next time you come on.
Absolutely.
It really was great. I really do appreciate you taking the time, Lem. Like I said, we want to have you back into those advanced features and filters, and see how the people at home can squeeze as most juice possible out of their Amazon sales.
Yeah.
If there's any parting words you want to bestow on us, please speak now or forever hold your peace, or at least till the next time you're on. You can hold your peace till then.
Yeah.
If
No,
nothing else,
it was great to be here. Do feel free to check us out at the Sell and Scale Summit, which is our our like biggest like e-commerce. We're trying to make it the biggest e-commerce event coming up soon at Sell and Scale Summit. So be sure to check us out there. I think
Is that web based or is that in person?
that's in person in Vegas.
In Vegas. We just
Yeah.
came back from Vegas not so long ago. My first time.
Yeah.
It was a good time there at Prosper. Um, so yeah, all of you all at home, please do check that out and go to that summit. Thank you all for listening to the Amazon Gold Standard podcast presented by Breetly. We're here to help and give you, the listeners, advice on how to succeed on Amazon and beyond. This is Robert Pollock
And Alex Hitchin.
signing off, and we'll see you on the flip side. Thank you.